Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So today I'm going to be trying out Super Clean. Super Clean asked me if I could do like a review on their product. So I got a few different things here made by Super Clean. And you know what? I think we're just going to go through and clean up some stuff that if you follow my channel, you're probably using as well. You know, like we're going to clean up some chainsaw parts. We're going to clean up some carving tools. We're going to clean up an oil spill. And we'll see how it performs together. So hopefully it'll be something you guys will use. I'll be honest, I've already used it a little bit and I think it does a great job. So if you guys want to see how this goes, be sure to stick around, give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe. Like I said, we're going to do a little review on Super Clean. Now the first thing I'm going to start with are my power carving burrs. I've got burrs that I use all the time here from Saburrtooth tools, and I do a lot of carving with these. Now sometimes they just get packed full of sawdust and they're filthy, and you know what, I want them nice and clean. Now Super Clean's product gives you the ability to dilute it. They have a dilute sheet so you can look at it, or a chart if you will. You guys can follow the chart. I'll show you how to dilute it for different applications. You know, if you end up getting the product, be sure to check that out. You can find it right on their website. This is some pretty strong stuff, so for certain situations you want to make sure to dilute it. Now for these tools, these are all metal. They do have a little bit of paint on there, which Super Clean may take that off, but I'm not too worried about the paint. I just want to get them clean. Now to start, I've got a 3-to-1 mix. 3-to-1 mix is 3 parts water, 1 part Super Clean. It's 1 part their Super Clean, just the regular stuff here that they offer. Now I've already got it mixed up, and honestly, I'm starting with this because I want to let my burrs soak. So I'm going to put those in there. We're going to set that aside, and we're going to move on to something else. I want to let them soak. I want to let Super Clean just, you know, get all the junk up, loosen it up and all that. I do have a pair of gloves out because once we start doing some cleaning, it is some strong stuff. I got a couple cuts on my hands from carving and things like that, and I really don't want to get Super Clean in there because it's probably gonna super hurt, you know what I mean? Next, I think what we're gonna do next is go ahead and remove some parts on the chainsaw. If you guys chainsaw carve or you're running saws like myself, you know your saw can get filthy. Maybe you want to clean it up. Maybe you don't even care if it's dirty or not. But I know that I need to clean my saws. I really do. You know, I'm shooting videos, showing you guys how to carve, or just shooting a fun video, creating a piece, and my saws are looking pretty grimy. This is my 250. I run this thing all the time, and so this thing is just seriously filthy. We got like a lot of grime buildup right here. This actually might be paint. Yeah, I think that's paint overspray. We'll spray Super Clean on it, see if it takes it off. But we've got this cover here. You know, it's a little discolored. I don't know if Super Clean will bring the color back that's faded, but it will degrease this and get this thing cleaned up really, really nice. So first thing I'm going to do, we're going to get that cover off, and then we'll pop that air cover off in the back as well. And I've got a wash basin over here. We're going to throw them in there, spray them down with some Super Clean, and see how it does. Now, I'm not going to Super Clean my bar because I want my bar and chain to be oily and greasy. I really do. That's the whole point of having bar oil. You want to keep these things greased, so we're just going to set that aside. So I do have a few extra things here on the table real quick. Just got a clean rag, got this stiff bristle brush to scrub with, and this is just plain water. There's nothing else in here, just water, because I do not have running water in my shop. This way we could spray things down with Super Clean, rinse them off, and have it all looking nice, fresh, and new. Might get down here where it's really grimy. I mean, this is like, you know, the sawdust and oil just kind of molds to the plastic and burns on. So we'll try it there. We're also going to leave this piece really, really filthy and clean it up as it is. So first things first, I got this wash bin, and I'm going to go ahead and take the Super Clean right here in the bottle, and we're just going to spray it down. Nice thing about these is you can do the stream, or you can turn it and do a misting kind of spray. And I'm just going to soak this part with Super Clean. This wash basin's actually like brand new. It's still got the sticker on the bottom of it. Alright, let's do that. You know what? We're going to spray it right up here by the motor where it's like burned on and filthy looking. Let's see what we can do here. I've added a piece of cinder block just to get the chainsaw up out of the bin so you guys can kind of see this a little bit better. Move these plastic pieces to the side here. I'm going to take this hard brush and just kind of give everything a quick little scrub here. Oh, I took that dark, grimy stuff off right there really quick. Kind of hard stuff to clean without taking the whole saw apart, but I'll tell you what, that cleaned that off much faster than I thought it was gonna. That was all black and nasty with filth, and that thing's pretty clean. So here's that spot. Pretty cleaned up. It was really, really dark, like up here, just covered in gunk. Quick spray, a quick scrub. I didn't even scrub that really hard. And that Super Clean loosened all that grime up really, really quick.
Here's the water.
Alright, see that? Took it right off. So, I mean, if I were to take time and go through this whole saw, I think I could make this thing look almost brand new. I'm going to go ahead, though, set this part aside. We've got the air cover here next. I know I had some paint overspray here.
Scrub that down. Scrub down these pieces that are all filthy. Alright.
Let's soak it. Right off. Man. Took the grime right off the side. This thing looks brand new. That's nuts. I'll end up taking this over to the air hose and just kind of using that to dry it off and get all the moisture off here so that's not getting sucked back into my filter, but I cleaned up. Look at that. It's like a brand new piece. Crazy. Alright, so that worked out pretty good. Let's take a look at this filthy, nasty cover. So this one we left the sawdust caked in there, which was probably a bad idea. I don't even know why I did that, but let's start on the outside.
I actually want to scrub this piece a little bit. This is just discolored and just really, really gross. So.
Again, the inside of the cover is always full of grease, bar oil, and all that jazz. So, I mean, I'm not too worried about that, but I would like the outside to look pretty nice and cleaned up. I think this would be really great if you're going to be doing, if you're a carver and you're going to be carving on site and you want to have your tools looking good. I mean, look at that. Cleaned it up, looks pretty good. A lot of this discoloration up here is from the heat, from where this piece sits near the exhaust, and so it just discolors the plastic. I cleaned up pretty nice. Not too bad. Well, I'm going to set this chainsaw stuff aside, and when I come back, we're going to go ahead and clean up some oil spills, so don't go anywhere. But as I was putting the saw away, I was looking at that filter, and I was like, man, that thing is just filthy. Filthy. So I'm on the verge of where, like, I need a new filter anyway, and I haven't tried this yet, but I think I'm going to try the Super Clean foaming on this filter, rinse it off, and just see if we can clean it up. I mean, you guys can see it's got quite a bit of sawdust in there. I use this saw a lot. I'm not going to let this sit and soak very long because I don't know if it's going to eat it up. I don't really know what to expect here. So this might even be a bad idea. We're going to find out though in a minute. Let that soak. I'm only letting it soak probably not even a full minute. Maybe a minute. Alright, I'm going to rinse her down. Oh yeah, I can see that coming clean, for sure. You guys could probably see the difference. I don't know if you guys will be able to in the camera, but you can see light to dark. One side's lighter, the other side's darker. See if I can wipe the foam off. It's pretty dark on that side, light on that side. Now this is some strong stuff, so I mean we could definitely run the risk of it eating up the filter material there that actually filters out the little dust particles and excessive junk from getting into our carburetor. But like I said, I got to get a new one. At least I thought I was going to have to get a new one. I mean, this looks just about brand new. Holy cow. That worked out really good. I haven't tried it on these filters before, so really was not sure what to expect. So after that, obviously you can't put this right back on the sauce. You guys, if you were to use it on your filter like this, let it air dry or use the air hose or something and get all that moisture and all that water off. You do not want that in the carburetor, so just keep that in mind. And wow. Yeah. That's like a brand new air filter. That's crazy. That worked out really, really well. Really, really well. Look how filthy that water is. Just, not just water. All right, guys. Super clean. And the water from rinsing. But look at that. Nasty. Nasty. Holy cow. Well, that right there made it for me with this video. It really did. I mean, cleaned up chainsaw parts. I cleaned up a couple other things trying this stuff out, and that right there was definitely worth it. That's awesome. So that could save you a few bucks. You got a clogged filter, make sure you get the super clean foaming. All right, guys, spray that filter down, let it sit, what, 30 seconds? Rinse it off with some water. I mean, I didn't even use a brush on it. I just rinsed it off. That wasn't a lot of pressure out of this, just light. You could do it at the sink. You know, don't make your wife mad, but you could probably do it at the sink, so just saying. All right, let's try the floor absorbent out. You know, I do not have a concrete floor in here, but I got a workbench I'm always using. So we clean up our chainsaws here, we take them apart and fix them if they need it, or whatever we got to do. And sometimes we get oil on this bench. Now, it's not normally motor oil, but motor oil is a lot thinner than chainsaw bar oil. So we're going to start there. Now keep in mind, some of the motor oil is going to soak into my wood bench top. And honestly, I'm really not worried about it. I don't care about that. What I do care about is how well this floor absorbent gets all this gunk up. So what I'm going to do here is just put a pretty good amount on there and let that soak right in. Let it soak it up. Now when you look at the super clean floor absorbent, absorbs spills super easy, super fast. Oil, coolant, other liquids. Says it's industrial strength, up to 4 times more absorbent than clay and half the weight. Now this is a 3-pound container, and it kind of looks like sawdust. I don't know what the heck it is, but it looks like sawdust. So, you know, normally most of you guys will be in your shop probably changing the oil in your car. You'd pour this on, leave it there, and just walk away. I don't have time to do all that, so I'm going to take a sip of coffee and then we'll sweep it up. All right, time. Let's sweep this junk up, see what happens. Just working it around. By working it around, you get fresh little granules going through the oil to help absorb it a little bit more.
Hi guys.
So that's the side. Here's the spot. All right, done playing around with that. See if we can get all these little pieces off my broom. Probably not the best idea with my woodworking broom. I try to keep this thing actually grease free, but good news is I can spray it down with super clean and just clean it up. All right, so the first deal was motor oil, and we got bar oil. Now bar oil is a lot thicker. Why bar oil? Well, we clean up our chainsaws. at our workbench, and to be honest, this is probably a scenario a lot of my subscribers and viewers will probably run into. Not as much though, but run into getting bar oil on your workbench and you're using rags and you're trying to clean it and soak it up, and it's a pain right in the butt. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some of the floor absorbent on here. See how we do. Now, this stuff is like thick, so I think it's really gonna push the floor absorbent, you know, to its limit. When it's a lot thinner liquid, obviously this is gonna soak it up much quicker. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, that's long enough. We got other things to do today. Let's sweep this thing up here. Look at that. I can move it away. That's how thick it is. Move it away, and you can see. Oh, this might not have been the best idea. Look at that mess. Glad I'm still wearing those gloves. All right, so we got the first bit to the side. I really don't want to just sweep that back into the pile. I'm going to sweep the loose stuff off again. See if we can kind of sweep up the gunk and junk that's in the middle there. Oh man, winter weather advisories are popping up on my phone. Winter's on its way. Ugh, not ready for it. Alright, so I'm just going to keep working this in through here. So this is not absorbing as fast as the motor oil. But I mean, let's see. It's not the same product either. It's not the same oil. This is a lot thicker, a lot stickier. It's coming up though. It's cleaning it up pretty decent. It's just taking a couple minutes here. You know, you almost got to do this in layers. Clean this stuff up. And honestly, if you're working on your saw and your saw's sitting here and you're doing something with the bar, you're not going to get a full spill like that. So I mean, this was a little drastic with the bar oil. I mean, even with just a little spill, I think it would clean up pretty quick. This was pretty considerable, but it's doing the job. It's getting it done. It's mostly the granules here are just like sticking to the bench, just because the oil is such a thick, sticky bar oil. All right, so that's that. We're gonna clean this up here. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at those burrs. See if we can get those cleaned up next. Now this did take up most of it. Not too bad. I am actually going to go ahead and just, you know, do one of these deals. Give her a little spray. Hit it all with my brush. I'll take the brush over and rinse it off there in that wash bin in a minute, but nice, shiny, new, stained workbench. Close enough. All right. Burrs. These are my carving burrs. You guys saw what they looked like before we threw them in here. Hopefully you did. All right, so they've been soaking the length of the video here since we've been doing stuff. Probably a little longer because I'm sure the video is going to get edited. So I just want to pull these out before we start scrubbing. Show you that water. That water, well, it's a 3-to-1 mix, so it's water and super clean. It's filthy, and we haven't even scrubbed anything down yet, so.
Move this up here, hopefully you guys will be able to see.
Now I'm using just a brass bristle brush on these. These burrs are just meant for wood, for those of you that, you know, don't use them and don't carve. I've got almost all of it out. Now this is a finer grit, so that means the sawdust that's packed in there is in like, it's a little bit of a, the teeth are smaller, so it gets in there and then it's a little tougher to get out. That was way easier though. That was way easier to clean. Man. Here's a coarse grit. I got sawdust packed in there. This stuff's pretty strong. I'll tell you, I'm not going to be surprised if the paint starts coming off on these. Again, for me it's not a big deal, but if you're using it for this, just keep in mind, you know, you might want to dilute it a little bit more if you're concerned with losing the color on your burrs. So it is, because I can see the foam right now. It's foaming up from scrubbing, is turning green, so it's definitely removing some of the paint. Which I'm just letting you guys know, because I know some people might get bent out of shape if the paint starts coming off these burrs. I personally am not too worried about it. That's not a big deal to me. But you could dilute this a little bit more and try it that way if you're concerned about losing the color. Usually though, after quite a bit of use, this color ends up coming off anyway. The main thing is taking care of these teeth. And that's an important thing, keeping these clean so they don't get burned out on you, because these things aren't these aren't cheap. You don't want to replace them because you were negligent and didn't clean them the way they should be cleaned after use. I know it's a lot of scrubbing, but that really was way easier than just scrubbing that thing dry like usual. They cleaned up pretty good. I got 2 left. So far so good. Super Clean's doing pretty good cleaning up these burrs. This is mixed 3 to 1, 3 parts water, 1 part Super Clean. This thing is caked right up. These finer grits tend to get really caked up when I'm carving pine. When I'm in the middle of working, I don't always stop and clean them. I mean, if I need to use the tool and it's not performing because, you know, it's full of sawdust, obviously I got to stop and clean it. Usually I just hit it with a brush and I do it dry, but this this might have to become a new routine for me at the end of the day after a day of carving, and just clean up whatever burrs I just used, because this stuff's working really good. This really has the sawdust packed in that burr. Doesn't really want to come out. And I'm sure I could soak it a little bit longer. I think y'all get the point. Got a lot of it out. I will probably soak that longer though to finish cleaning it. Just won't be on the video. Got here. So that's the side I've been scrubbing. That's the side I didn't scrub. Pretty big difference there. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this video. We cleaned up a bunch of different stuff with Super Clean, and you know what? Take it for what it is. You guys watched it clean up a bunch of different things and different scenarios, and like I said, I think some of these scenarios will apply to my viewers and subscribers, those you learning to chainsaw carve and power carving. You know, this has applications and all that, really. So I will, I'll see what I can find on Amazon. I'll probably put links down below in the description. If you guys are interested in purchasing it, you guys buy through Amazon and it helps support the channel. You guys can also find some t-shirts and things like that through the Teespring account. Be sure to follow me on social medias. I'll have those links below as well. I just want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Keep an eye out for that next video, and I'll see you guys next time.